One mini world, one creation dream.
But just let me present myself. My name is YeyoCore, or my actually not name. I'm your Minicamp English teacher, and you can see my UID up here, okay? What is the Minicamp? Once more, is an event for learning. Remember, this is my UID in case you want to play with me or add me. You will be able to find me out here on Miniword, okay? But just coming back to the idea. So remember, I'm only the English teacher. We have different teachers. We have Jaka from Indonesia. We have Madam Queen from Thailand. We have Sina Roll for Spanish. We also have Alien Game and Ellie for Vietnam. And also we have Jue for China. And we used to have another, as an example, if you remember Nanda Play. If Nanda Play hear this, sometimes I'm gonna feel like we really miss you. You were an awesome person. She was the teacher for Portuguese. All right. Important things. Remember, guys. Once more, this is the Minicamp. This is a learning event in which you can win and earn really or real money. So remember, you can participate. You can learn with me, and in the last week, you can submit your maps and win money. Okay. But for this class, we're gonna learn and we're gonna continue with the part that we left yesterday, and it was that we were creating an RPG stat system. We create the UE. Now we're gonna learn how to set up and program this UE. Apart from that, we're gonna start to design our first hero for our RPG game, and finally, we're gonna learn how to start to design the skills that can be leveled up for your hero. Okay. All right. And yeah, another important thing, guys. Remember, in the next week, that means starting on Monday, you can start submitting your maps. Okay. What does it mean? You can submit your maps to the internet and to Miniware, so I will be able to qualify them and be able to give you feedback. Also, you will be able to participate and win real money. Okay. Remember, the last time to participate was on the 19th of this month, but my personal recommendation is submit your map at max. That's gonna be the last date for me. It is gonna be on the 17th of March, because I always recommend it to you to submit your map before, just in case anything happens. You know, probably you can have a lot of problems. As an example, the internet didn't work that day. Okay, imagine the internet didn't work that day. What are you gonna do? Probably, if you try to submit 1 hour before the time ends, probably you won't be able to participate. So always submit your map at least 2 days before the final date. Okay. Sunday, yeah, the last Sunday from the last week, we learned how to develop or how to design this UI. Remember, this is gonna need a programming to be able to work fine. Okay. So quick things. Remember, we have a flash, we have a notification, we have a button to open the main UI. On the main UI, we have the main attribute. Also, we have the skill remaining points. We have the amount of strength, the amount of agility, and the amount of intelligence. And we have an icon for everyone, for each one of the different stats. And also, we have a button for increase the stats. Okay. All right. So first thing first, remember to do a double check and be sure it is gonna be ordered in the same way I have it. Okay. So we have the flash notification in the background on the top here. So you're gonna hide it. All right. Then we have the start shortcut. Inside the start shortcut, that is this button with all the things. You have the button, and also you have the notification. So you're gonna hide the notification. All right. All right. And remember, inside the notification, you have the dot and also the text. All right. So you be sure that it's ordered in the same way I have it right here. And then we have the stats panel is all of this. All right. And remember, we're gonna hide it because when you click on here, it's gonna open up as a menu. So we're gonna hide it at the beginning. All right. Okay. So now your UI should look like this. Okay. This is gonna be very important. It should look like this. And what you're gonna do is click on here and you're gonna click on add a trigger. Okay. You're gonna delete everything. All right. And you're gonna create a new trigger. You're gonna rename it as an open, okay? Or yeah, open. And this is gonna be very important. You're gonna add an event. The event is player when any player enters the room. So this is gonna be on game logic, if I'm not wrong. And you're gonna put this one, player enter the game, okay? And the action is gonna be very simple, guys. You're gonna go to interface and you're gonna just click on here, open interface. You're gonna click on this one, okay? And then you're gonna put something like this. Players in trigger event are gonna open current edit interface. And that's it. So now, after you do this, every time you start up the game, the UE is gonna be right here, you see? But right now you can click on it, but it's not gonna work because of course we haven't set up or we haven't programmed anything yet, okay? So we're gonna start programming this, okay? The magic is gonna start to happen, and the cool thing is that you don't have to do it all by yourself because I already make a script to manage most of the things, okay? So I'm gonna teach you how you can open this and set up this, okay? What you're gonna do? Once more, you're gonna switch to edit mode, okay? Alright, so you're gonna click on interface editor, that is the one you see here, and you're gonna open up the interface that we already have. Then you're gonna go to this section that says trigger, and you scroll down to scripts, okay? And here you're gonna rename it, and you're gonna put the name as UE programming, okay? Or whatever name you want, okay? But if you want to avoid get confused, I highly recommend it to use the same way as I have it, okay? Now you're gonna click on it and you're gonna click on new script, all right? It's gonna allow you to choose a name. On here, you're gonna plus UE, easy, stats, and you're gonna click on delete everything, okay? And then you're gonna save, okay? So now it comes the important part here, and is that we have a script that I'm gonna share with you, okay? So moving back to the presentation, I'm gonna share with you guys, is this the thing you need to copy. As you see in the screen, it's gonna be the link where you can find the full script for this, okay? Don't worry, don't get stressed. I also gonna share with you the link into the chat. So give me a second. Alright. Alright, so right now in the chat you can see the script, okay? So what you have to do is you're gonna click on the link. I left in the chat, remember it's in the chat. Once more, it's in the chat. Okay? And then you're gonna open up something like this, okay? You're gonna see something like this. Alright? Remember this is a script from anywhere. And also remember this, if you are in cell phone, probably you need to click on show all to be able to see this, okay? First thing, when you're gonna copy scripts, remember that you need to be sure that this is not gonna be translated, because your web browser, most of the times, is gonna translate everything, okay? So if you see it in another language, probably it's not gonna work, because, well, as you see, the things are gonna change. And that is gonna give us a lot of problems, because it's gonna not work, because it's gonna translate the programming, and that is the way it works, okay? So be sure it's in English first. And once you have it in English, you're gonna copy here, okay? If you cannot see this copy button, what you have to do is to be sure you can see all the lines. If you can, and you are unable to see all the lines, click where it says see all or see more, and you're gonna click on the first. Be sure by copying everything from the top to the last line. The last line, I guess, is gonna be 300 and something, or 400 and something, or 500 and something. All right, and you copy all the way until this part. Remember, be sure that you copy everything, okay? And you're gonna move back into MiniWord. You're gonna click again in the script, and we're gonna paste here the script that we just copied. Probably it's gonna give you an error. If you copy it wrong, when you're gonna save it, it's gonna give you something like this. If you see a message that says error, what you have to do is click on confirm, delete, And be sure to repeat the steps over and over until you get everything copied, okay? Be sure that you copy everything once more. Alright, I already got it right here. As you see, I have all the script. Alright, and on the top, as always, you have some instructions here. But what we're gonna do is that we're gonna set up everything right here, okay? So, if we scroll down, we have the description, we have the instructions. So, if you see the instruction set, first copy and paste the script into your map. We already did that. Be sure that auto-translate this up in your web browser. We already did that. Number 2, create trigger variables, private. It's gonna be numbers, and we have to create all these variables, okay? So this is gonna be very important, otherwise our script is not gonna work. So after you copy, you're gonna save, you're gonna click on triggers, and you're gonna go to variable library, okay? Cool. We have this, remember we have global variables and private variables, but in instructions, it tells us that you're gonna have to create private variables. So we're gonna create here a new one. We're gonna select value here. And the first one that we're gonna create is EPS hero, okay? Remember, you can place different names, but I highly recommend it to keep the same way I have it here. So you're gonna avoid confusions, you're gonna avoid your trigger to have problems, okay? This is gonna be the first one. I recommend it to keep it in 1, okay? Because what it's gonna do is tell the game who is gonna be the hero, what kind of hero we select, okay? Perfect. Now goes the next one. We're gonna create a new variable. And what we're gonna do is, again, click on value, and we're gonna click on here, and we're gonna select EPS remaining or remain points, okay? What it's gonna do is save the remaining stat points that we left. Remember, we're gonna be able to level up a little bit. Then we're gonna have EPS attribute. Once more, we're gonna click on variable, create value, and once more, we're gonna click here and put this name, okay? Once more, you're gonna keep it like this, all right? The next one is that we have to create another one that is gonna save the amount of string that we have, okay? So something like this is gonna work, all right? And once we are gonna add a new one, once more, this is gonna be EPS ability, all right? And we're gonna save. And finally, we have to create a new one that is gonna be EPS intelligence with double L, okay? It's very important, guys. See that the variables I created all are on uppercase, not lowercase, okay? And we are ready to go, okay? We have all these variables, remember, are the variables that the script tells us, all right? Okay, but now that we have this, we're gonna do a different thing, of course. We're gonna continue to set up the script, all right? So it's important that you have, if you want like the information, like the profile of your player got saved here, what you're gonna do is you have to set up something else here, okay? So if you are not able to see the option to create a cloud variable, what you're gonna do is you're gonna move here, and you're gonna go to basic and scroll all the way down, select player attribute, and then you, oh no, this is in map rules actually, in game target, you're gonna scroll down, and on there you have an option that says save player data, okay? You're gonna go to settings, and be sure everything is gonna be selected, okay? Once you have this, you're gonna go back to the part that we were creating, we're gonna go back to triggers, and we're gonna click again on variable, okay? And we're gonna edit, okay? So you're gonna see a new option. The option says upload cloud variable. You're gonna mark all of the different variables with this, okay? This is gonna be very important, guys. So I'm making a lot of sounds with this because it's very important. If you have it like this, that's an error, okay? You have to mark it, okay? And you're gonna see that all that we mark has this small cloud icon on it. So be sure that all of the variables that we just created have this small cloud next to it, okay? Alright, so once you do that, you're gonna move again to scripts. Remember, this is in the UI, and we're gonna continue with the next step, okay? So if you scroll down, it tells us something like this. Oh, okay. Now we need to scroll down to setup section and modify the system as we want. Alright, so you see here, we have a section that says setup. Remember, this is script, guys. Alright, and don't worry, you don't have to mess with variables, only create the ones I show you. And on here, we need to put the name of the variables we create, okay? So if you have a different name for the variables I show you how to create, you have to put the exact name here in between those notation marks. It's gonna be very important, okay? So if you have anything different here, if any name here, you're gonna place it like this, okay? And here is where the magic starts to happen, okay? Right now, if we play, it's still not gonna do anything, you see? It's not gonna work because we need to set up now the elements, okay? So how to set up the elements? Once more, you're gonna open up again the UI that we were creating, okay? And what you're gonna do is, you see here, it says EPS UI, all right? So what we have is, we have to delete this, all right? And we have to tell the game what is our UI, okay? So how do you do that? You're gonna go to the library, you're gonna have these options. So you need to select the one that says interface, okay? When you click on it, it's gonna open up something like this. You're gonna confirm which one is it, and it's gonna place the number of the UI, okay? As you see here, this is gonna be different to the previous one I got here. So in every map you have, it's gonna change, okay? Now we have this one, and here it says that is the UI remaining points, okay? So what we're gonna do before continuing is, remember, you need to do this only to show all the elements and know what you're doing. But you, after this, you're gonna hide again everything, okay? For now, I'm gonna show up everything so you will be able to see what I'm doing. All right. So the next one, we already set up the main UI. We are telling the game this is the UI we are gonna use. We're gonna set up the remaining points. So you're gonna delete this once more. Okay. From here to here, we're gonna delete. All right. So when you are sure that you delete that part, you're gonna click again, but this time you're gonna scroll down where it says element, okay? An element also is gonna ask you to select which UI. You're gonna select the UI for your stats, and you're gonna see all this screen, all right? So what we're gonna use is the points holder. Be sure that you choose the one that is the text, not the icon. And you're gonna know it because it has a small T on here, mean text. So you're gonna add it, okay? The big problem is that it's gonna have something like this. You see, it's gonna have a comma on the middle. So you need to delete all the part from the first comma to here, okay? So you're only gonna keep the number and all the things that come after the comma, okay? On here, it's gonna ask us to select the main attribute, okay? So you're gonna, once more, go with the next. You're gonna delete it. You're gonna go to element. You're gonna go to confirm. And now it's gonna ask us to select the icon for the main element. For this, what you're gonna do is you have to select this one, okay? But remember the icon, not the text. On here, for the main attribute, it is gonna be the icon, okay? It's gonna be this small helmet. And you're gonna click on select. Once more, you're gonna have something like this. Guys, it's very simple. If you see a comma, you're gonna delete everything that comes before the comma and comes after the equal symbol, okay? Now we're gonna go to the next one, okay? And it says that is the UI text that shows how many strings we have, okay? So once more, this is gonna be very simple. You're gonna delete, you're gonna do the same process, okay? You're gonna go to element, you're gonna go to confirm here, And on here, you have like all the different stuff. Remember, what we're gonna do is to select this number, okay? Remember, this last class we created like the different elements. We have one that it shows the amount, okay? Not the name, just the amount of the string. We're gonna select that one, okay? And once more, we're gonna delete everything that comes from the comma to the number. On here, we're gonna select now. We're gonna delete, and it asks us for select the button to increase the string, okay? Once more, guys, you're gonna go to elements. Once you go to elements, you're gonna scroll down here. You're gonna go once more to a string, and we need to select this small button that allows us to increase the strings, okay? So you're just gonna select that. You're gonna delete everything with the comma. Once more, now we go with the next one, that is the agility one. Remember, on here you have the description about what element is it. You're gonna select once more element. You're gonna click on here, and we're gonna select this small text, that is the agility one, okay? The ones that allow you to know how many agility you have. Then you're gonna delete the text again. Once more, this is gonna be 3 times. You have 3 different attributes. You're gonna use it 3 times, and once more, just read. This is the button for agility, so you're gonna do the same. You're gonna go here, you're gonna go to element. Once you are on element, what you have to do is click on confirm, and we're gonna click on the button, and we're gonna click here. As always, we're gonna delete this part, and as you see, it's very repetitive, but it's really easy to do, okay? You don't have to do that much complication with this. Okay, so once more, element, confirm. You're gonna select the amount of intelligence we have here. All right, we're gonna delete everything starting from the comma, and finally we have the intelligence button. You delete what is already on there. You're gonna go to interface. You're gonna go to confirm. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. So you're gonna go to elements. Sorry, not to interface, just to elements. You're gonna select confirm. In confirm, you're gonna select the button for intelligence. And once more, you're gonna delete. As you see, it's gonna be very repetitive, okay? All right, and but we already have like set up all the buttons, okay? So now if you level up, you're gonna have like the ability to increase, decrease, all right? Let me show you the example here, okay? So we're gonna create this mob a couple of times, and we're gonna switch to play mode. And if I kill the mode, I'm gonna win a level. I'm gonna have the amount here, and as you see, I'm gonna be able to increase and decrease the intelligence. And when I have more, I can not like continue to growing up the levels because I don't have level. The only thing that we left is that we need to set up here this shortcut, okay? And that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so for those that are telling me, RIP Equipe Nandis, yeah, we miss Nando play. We really miss her. So yeah, if you spoke with her, say that Diego says hello. Welcome, Guillermo. Okay, guys, so let's continue with this. What we have here is that we need to keep like reading, okay? So here we have more elements. This is for the shortcut, okay? What we're gonna do is button shortcut, open and close this, okay? Remember, this is the shortcut button. Once more, as always, we're gonna delete everything that is here. We're gonna go to elements. We're gonna select elements, and then we're gonna go to the shortcut, okay? So remember this shortcut, we're gonna select the one that is the button, okay? Don't select the background, so just select the button. And once more, as always, you're gonna delete everything that comes before the comma. Now, on here, you're also gonna select the red dot, okay? So you're gonna go here. You're gonna go once more to element. And on here, we're gonna select the red dot, okay? So remember, like, I'm gonna move this a little bit. Okay, I can. But remember this small dot here that shows that we have a notification, we're gonna select that one. And once more, delete everything before the comma. Now we're gonna select the flash. Remember when you get a level, it's gonna flash, okay, in the background. So we're gonna select this yellow halo that we have around the icon. We're gonna select it, and once more, we're gonna delete everything after that. Then it's gonna ask to select the panel. Remember guys, the panel is gonna be the group or the background that has all the information about the different elements, okay? So you're gonna click on here, and this is gonna be the panel, okay? So remember, is the group, okay? The full group that is gonna display everything. You're gonna select that one, and you're gonna close it up, okay? And the last one is gonna be the text, okay? So remember, on here, where it's gonna show us that we have a notification, and the amount of points is gonna be here, but also right here in this part that is hidden, you're gonna select that one, and you're gonna delete, okay? All right. So now, if everything is working fine, you're gonna be able to open and close this, and when you're gonna level up, you're gonna see it's gonna flash, it's gonna show the notification, and it's gonna show how many points we have, and you will be able to increase the levels, and it's gonna be able to do all the different things we have here, okay? So as you see, we already have set up our UI with this, the UI that we learned in the last class. So with this, you will be able to have a working interface, okay? All right, guys. So remember, if you need to see how we create this, you can go ahead and you can check the last class, okay? So when you check the last class, you're gonna have a step-by-step to create this, okay? So in the meanwhile, guys, we already finished this topic. We learned how to program our UI. Of course, apart from this, as always, if you're gonna explore a little bit more and you're gonna go deeper on here, right after all the part that we have, you also have some options, okay? You can change freely. I recommended the way is it, but on here you have a description about what it does and what is the number, okay? As an example, points per level is how many skill points I'm gonna have for each level. As an example, you can create something different. I don't know, it's gonna give you 3 points on every level. And if you change that when you play, as an example, and you kill someone, you're gonna get more points, okay, for each level, okay? As you see, every time I click, it's gonna increase in 3 the points, not by 1. And you have a lot of options here. You can explore. Remember, if you explore, try to save the default values, okay? Also, you have level interval. That means that, for example, how many levels I need to increase to be able to win 1 point, okay? You have how many strength you're gonna get by leveling up, how many mana, how many armor. Also, you can change the icons in case you want to have a different icon. As an example, I don't know, I'm gonna use here, I'm gonna go to where it says picture, okay? And I'm gonna put this icon for strength, okay? It's gonna be a sword. So you're gonna save and you're gonna play and you're gonna see it's gonna change here, okay? So remember, you can like play with all these values, okay? So this is gonna take me for the next reminder. Remember, guys, on our game we have 3 different attributes. The first one is gonna be the strength, which is gonna give us more life and more regeneration. We also have agility, which is gonna increase the armor and the speed and the jump. And we're gonna have the intelligence, which is gonna give us more stamina and more stamina regeneration. And we also have something being called main attribute, okay? So the main attribute is gonna give us more attack, but that's gonna depend. Our hero is gonna have a main attribute, okay? So as an example, if the hero I create is gonna be a strength hero, every time I increase the strength, this is gonna increase, okay? Because it's his main attribute. But it can work for any of them. You can do it for agility or for intelligence. As an example, you can create I don't know, a knight that is gonna have a sword, so you can give it a strength. You can have a archer, which throws arrows, and it's gonna be an agility hero. And finally, you can have an intelligence mage that is gonna have a lot of energy but not too much life. So that depends of you, but that's how the system works. Okay, creating, designing, and making our heroes. Okay, so right now for our game, for the game I show you, I only have one hero. Okay, and why? My main idea is to create 3 heroes, but I wanted to wait on here until we are in class to be able to do it live with you, okay? So we're gonna create the next hero, all right? And for creating hero, I always recommend to you to use the next template I have here, okay? All right. So in the screen, and let me show the full screen so you will be able to see it. You're gonna see a different values that you can use to create your hero, okay? So you see that we have like a lot of values here. All right, so let me show, let me organize myself because, okay, I'm here. All right, let me verify you can see this. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, of course. It is gonna work fine. All right, so in the screen, guys, right now, you are seeing the different elements that we have for a hero, okay? But it's also important to get some inspiration, okay? So, what is the easiest way that you can get some inspiration here, okay? My best recommendation is to open up a website that is really cool for those kind of things. And the website is called Pinterest, okay? Remember, you can look in Google for it. You only need to click here and look for Pinterest, okay? And it's gonna be the first link, okay? So what is gonna do this? This is something that you can use for a save it manages get inspiration. And what most of the times I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have an idea right here, of course already with the map I'm creating as an example like this, okay? So right now we have a hero in game. The hero is a student hero, is a male hero, okay? That means that it's gonna fight with showers. We're gonna create another character, okay? What we're gonna do is I want to create a hero that works from range, okay? So we're gonna look here for some hero that can work like for distance, okay? For attack with lasers or with bows or with, I don't know, weapons. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create this kind of hero, okay? So the easiest way, once more, is using Pinterest because we won't be able to do things like this. For example, let's look for archers, okay? You click on it, you wait, and you're gonna see a lot of different images of archers, okay? So you're gonna have like a lot of ideas. It doesn't mean that you need to copy, okay? For example, you see that someone has already a cool idea of creating this sci-fi hero, okay? You see it's an archer, but it's not a medieval one. Remember, the game I'm doing is sci-fi, but you can create a medieval one. Also, this one looks amazing, right? Imagine this in game, wow. But also you can be able to check like the textures, the skins, and as an example, if you change here, okay, and you see in Pinterest give me like some suggestions, you can see more related sci-fi art about our hero, right? So you can start getting some ideas. What I always recommend to you is the one you like it, you're gonna open up like this. And you're gonna go and you're gonna copy and paste it into your character here. So as an example, you can place it here. The idea is that you can complete like, let me do this. Like you can complete a full page with all the inspiration you're gonna have for your hero. As an example, I don't know if you are seeing this in the screen. Let me be sure. Okay, it's not this one, it's not this one. Probably is this one, yeah. Okay. One. Yeah, is this one, okay? Alright, guys. So as you see, like I'm just copying and pasting like some of the images I like the most, okay? As an example, I don't know, I like from this one, I like the style. So you do the same, you copy and paste the image. Okay. And you copy and paste it again into your PowerPoint or wherever you are saving those images, okay? The idea is that you can get some inspiration for design the colors, the weapons, and of course I'm not gonna go deeper, I'm just showing you how it does, but we're gonna go to next to this one, and with the information we have, we're gonna start filling this, okay? So first, we're gonna give our character a name, alright? So, as an example, I don't know. Yes, for sure, I can accept your request, Uxiso, and welcome Mother Guns, and welcome Sates TV. Moving back to this, remember, we're gonna create a name for our character, okay? So the first one I created was in Foreigner, okay? Alright, I'm gonna create this name for this one, and the name is gonna be Bandit, okay? It sounds cool, it sounds kind of catchy, but I want to have a better name, okay? As an example, it can be Bandit, I don't know, Star Bandit? Sounds better, right? Ooh la la, it sounds good because it sounds sci-fi. We're gonna name it as Star Bandit, okay? And we need to choose a role, okay? So most of the RPG games are gonna have 3 different roles, or 4. The first one is gonna be the melee fighters. The second one is gonna be the ranged fighters. The third one, most of the times, is gonna be the mage, or the magician, or the wizard. Our theme is gonna be more related with sci-fi, so we need to find an equivalent, or the support role, okay? In this case, I'm gonna create a ranger, okay? And so it's gonna be a ranger, which is gonna attack from distance. Also, the skills we're gonna create is gonna be focused in doing damage. Okay, and be one character that is gonna be agile, okay? So if you see, we already have an idea, because we're gonna create a hero that is gonna attack from distance, that is gonna do a lot of damage. So if he does a lot of damage, he's not gonna have a lot of life. Of course, because otherwise it's gonna be completely overpowered, alright? And it's gonna be very agile. So the main focus of this one is gonna be to avoid attacks and then attack, okay? So the team, or what we are gonna like use as a reference, is we're gonna use archers, okay? And we're gonna use like also rogues. Alright, so that's gonna be our reference. We're gonna use a hero that is gonna be a pirate. Our art style is gonna be sci-fi. The color we're gonna use for the attacks, as for the first one it was blue, we're gonna use red for this one. Or I think yellow is gonna be nice. And it's gonna be related with thunders and lasers. Alright. Of course, you can write a story on this. Is gonna be very important for an RPG. And the story I'm gonna create for this one is gonna be different. Please into the chat if you want to set like any idea or anything about this. As an example, if you have your hero, try to share with us, because I love to see your ideas. In my case, this one is gonna be an Star Roach. He used to be a bandit, he used to be a ranger, but now, after he got killed by actually his daughter, let's say, by the villain, is looking for revenge and is trying to find the way to just fight, because the main villain from this story has killed his daughter, so he's looking for revenge, okay? So it's gonna be a revenger. The color, once more, is gonna be yellow. And here comes the first important part from the art, okay? and it's gonna be the main attribute, okay? So you remember this, guys? Do you remember that we have something like this? We have three different kind of attributes. So if we are creating a role, okay, a hero that is gonna be fast, but with low life, but with high damage, what you think is gonna be the main attribute, the main power we're gonna use, okay? Strength, which is gonna give us more life, or agility, which is gonna give us armor, speed, and jump, or intelligence, that is gonna give us more stamina. So if you check the tailet, the main attribute we're gonna use is agility, okay? So every time this hero increases his speed, his jump, and his armor, he is gonna get more attack, okay? Alright, so now understanding this, we're gonna place that information right here, okay? The range is the distance which is gonna attack, okay? So this is gonna be a meal or range. Alright, as we are creating an archer, of course this is gonna be a range hero, okay? And the combat focus, once more, is gonna be damage and evasion, okay? So what we gonna do? Of course, now we need to know what kind of hero we're gonna create, okay? And for this, as this is an RPG, I always recommend to have two different kind of weapons for your heroes. The first one is gonna be bows, okay? Oh, the color for this one is not really nice because you're probably not gonna see it. Let me do this. Let me go right here to color, and that is gonna be, oh my god, it's gonna be in design, I guess. Give me a second, I need to change that, but I'm unable to find the text. Okay, I found it. Alright, so all of this is gonna be better, like this, okay? Ignore this. So the first weapon we're gonna have here is bows, okay? Alright, and that means that we're gonna have a laser, because we are doing a Sky-Fi combat, and most of the weapons are gonna be like lasers, okay? So basically it's gonna be a laser bow that is slow, okay? But that's good damage, okay? And then we got here the second weapon the player can use, okay? So always we will be able to choose in two different kind of weapons. The second one is gonna be the pistol, okay, or the laser gun. Let's do that. Oh, like this, laser gun. All right, and what is gonna do this is gonna have is a faster weapon, but low damage, okay? All right, so we have two different kind of weapons for our hero, okay? Now that you have all this information, you have the idea about how to create your hero. So we're gonna move to Miniware. Miniware, where are you? All right, and we're gonna start creating our hero, all right? So how do you do that? You're gonna go here, and first we're gonna say the game what is our hero number. Remember, we have different numbers for heroes, okay? So on here it's gonna be very important, guys, that also you place the number of the hero, okay? So this is gonna be the hero. Let me hero ID number 2, okay? This is gonna be very important, guys, okay? So now we're gonna move to Miniware, and we're gonna start creating our hero, okay? So first I'm gonna add it into the game, all right? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create our equipment for the hero, okay? So you're gonna go here, all right? And we're gonna move to Miniware, plugins, and we're gonna go to items. So we're gonna start creating our weapons, okay? So remember, the first weapon that we want to create is this one, that is gonna be the bow, all right? So we're gonna go here, we're gonna hit create, we're gonna hit new, And on here you have an option that says both, okay? You can click on it and you can select the name for this one, okay? It's gonna be laser. All right. Remember, if you have this option, you can translate in different languages. All right. And on here, you only click on translate all. Is the option that is behind me, that is here. And you click on here. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna translate to all the different languages. Okay. Even for Portuguese, you can see that it says it's arco láser, and also in Spanish it's arco láser. And yeah, you have like different languages. Okay. Now it's gonna ask for select a model. We're gonna click on here on model. We're gonna wait until Maneuver loads. And then we can select a model, okay? For now, I'm gonna use the default one. You know, guys, you can change the model as you want. On the description, you're gonna place, and this is gonna be very important because, you know, this is an RPG game, so you need to place all the information. We're gonna set, you can use any color. I prefer to use green. And we're gonna say damage plus 10, let's say that, or plus 7. Because, oh, no, remember this. So, the first weapon needs to be very weak, because, well, we're starting the game. As an example, you can place 3 on here, okay? Why? Because the other hero, the shower one, has 5 of attack, but he needs to get close to the mob to be able to kill him. So it's gonna be a good advantage. We're gonna place 3 of attack. So it's gonna deal less damage, but it's gonna have the advantage that he doesn't need to get closer to the enemies to attack, okay? And that's it. You can click here and translate also. If you see once more, it's gonna take a time, but it's gonna translate everything really quick, okay? Then we're gonna go to attribute, and we're gonna say, if we say the damage is gonna be 3, we're gonna use 3 on here. On here you have attack will cost, and as you see here we have 1, because we are only gonna use 1 arrow, okay? Charge time is gonna be very important, okay? So remember, with bows, we're gonna increase the damage per second, so we are not gonna touch this. But if you want to do faster bows, also you can reduce this, so the player needs to press less. My best recommendation is keep a low value, because sometimes with this like too much using the bow is like taking too much time and can turn into boring. And here we can choose how fast it's gonna drop the arrow. I always increase a little bit the power, just to make it like look powerful, okay? And now let me continue. You can choose the armor, all right? So on my map, I already create a laser weapon, that is this one. And also we have this option that is like how many of this is gonna consume to attack. We only gonna select 1. And durability, I always recommend the first weapon to keep it at max, because, well, you know, players, well, if they are in level 1, probably if you put 2 less power, they are gonna stay without weapon, so always try to keep it at max. And you have this is the coin. We're gonna keep it at max, so only with money he will be able to repair his weapon, okay? And then we're gonna save, and we're gonna add into the game, all right? So we have laser bow, that's okay, we have our first weapon for him, but remember, this is an RPG map, so that means that also we will be able to have different levels, okay? So we're gonna create the second level of the same weapon, okay? We're gonna use as a base the one that we created before. On here you can, like, in between parentheses, you can say how much damage it's gonna do. So what I recommended is everything levels have a better weapon, okay? Or you can create as much as weapons as you want, but my recommendation is do it everything levels, okay? So this is gonna be for level 10. And at level 10 we have to do more damage, okay? So you're gonna multiply for 10, or you're gonna add a lot of more damage. So this one is gonna have a base damage 13, okay? Also, here in the description, we're gonna add the 13, and you're gonna use the same attributes, but of course the damage is gonna be them, okay? And on here you can place powerful or improve it laser bow, okay? And you're gonna save. And you're gonna add it again the game, of course, alright? Then you're gonna click on enter the game. And on there you will be able to have, like, of course, all the new items you add. But it's gonna be very important once you are in game, you edit the game. Okay? So you're gonna go to here and be sure that the weapon you choose for him is the right one, okay? In my case, I have different arrows. So I'm gonna use laser gun and save. And also for the second one, I'm gonna just do the same, just to be sure. Oh, what happened me with that I have the right setup here, okay? All right, very good. We have our weapons as per our hero, all right? What we're gonna do next is that we're gonna test our weapons here, okay? So just to show you, I'm gonna place here an storage box, and on here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put both of the two different bows, and I'm gonna place the arrows, okay? We're gonna put right here this, and we're gonna put the two different weapons here, okay? Alright, I always recommend it to test. Remember, if you don't test, sometimes it's not gonna work the best, okay? Alright, so we're gonna put the two of them. You see we have like two of them. Of course, you can change the icons later. And we're gonna put the arrows here. So let's see how it works. It's asking me to have more armor, okay? And it's gonna tell us that we cannot shoot, but that's because we need to re-enter the map, okay? Let me do a double check here. It's supposed to work fine now. All right, and let's see. Let's see if we can shoot now. Yes, as you see, we will be able to use this, okay? But it seems that first we gonna have to complete the missions here. Okay, so, okay, give me the mission, nice. I need to go for the equipment. Nice. Of course, we're gonna change this later. Okay, click on start. We're gonna have more of these. We're gonna receive another level. And we're gonna have our skills. Then we need to talk to this guy. And with that, we will be able to continue and exit from here, okay? Alright. Now it's gonna work. As you see, our hero works. Alright, we can shoot, and we have our first weapon created. Alright, so now this is gonna be very important. You need to create a hero selection like area. Alright, in my case, I create this small one to be able to select the first one, but I'm gonna create a second one just like this one, to be able to select the hero that we just created, okay? So for now, I'm gonna do it like really quick. I only gonna create like where you can select your hero. I'm not gonna go like deeper and create the whole structure, but if I access here, I will be able to have like the second hero, okay? So 1, 2. All right. Like this and like this. All right, so if I enter there, of course you can decorate as you want. That's the important part, is that you decorate after. All right, we're gonna use this one. We're gonna play. Come on, Miniware. Sometimes Miniware gets a little bit slow with the UI, but that's normal, okay? So if I access here, I'm gonna have the second hero, okay? So how do you do that? You're gonna go here, all right? And we're gonna create a new trigger, all right? So, we already have here pick hero enforcer, but I'm gonna show you how to create the second one, okay? So when any player enters, you're gonna add that event and you're gonna choose the area, okay? So remember, for enforcer is this area. For this one, it's gonna be this one. If I'm not wrong, it's gonna be headhunter. If the hero enters the area where you have your hero for be able to be selected, and you're gonna add the next one, you're gonna go here, you're gonna add math numerical comparison, and in numerical comparison, you're gonna click on here, and you're gonna open up, and you're gonna select here function library, player, select player private variable. Okay, this is gonna be very important, guys, because you are selecting your hero. Okay, so players on trigger event is EPS hero and is equals to 0. All right, and then the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to assign value. All right, and you're gonna select once more here function library, player, select player private variable, and in player private variable, select player private variable, and on here you have an option that says EPS hero. Remember, we create that one. All right, we're gonna select that one, and we're gonna set up that one as the number of hero. Okay, so in my case, the first hero I create is the number 1. In this case, for the hero that we are gonna set up is the number 2, as you see on the screen right now. Is gonna be the hero number 2, okay? The ID is gonna be the number 2 you see here. So we're gonna place the number on many words, okay? We're gonna place number 2. So what we are doing right here is telling the game that if the player entered for first time there, it's gonna be the hero number 2, all right? Then you're gonna click on variable library. You're gonna go here, and probably you have a 1 here. You're gonna delete it, and you're gonna put a 0 in here, okay? Very important. And now, what we're gonna do is that we add some items to the hero, okay? So if he accesses there, what we're gonna do is add 1, and we're gonna select the default weapon for this hero, okay? So if you scroll down, remember we created 2 different bows. We're gonna give the basic one to him, all right? And remember this, guys, if you are working with bows, remember that those bows are gonna spin arrows. So you also will need to give this hero arrows, because otherwise it's not gonna be able to shoot, okay? So let me change the name of the activator. We're gonna select what name we put down here, Start Bandit, okay? All right, and then we're gonna give also the arrows, okay? Unfortunately, there is no way, like default, that you can remove the need for the arrows, okay? You can do it, but most of the times it's not gonna work. I didn't recommend it because I know how to do it with like scripts, but it's not gonna work fine, okay? So my best recommendation is to do the next thing, okay? All right, so once you give the player like the 2 different items we have here, all right, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna create a new one, a new trigger, and it's gonna be auto fill arrows, okay? And how it works, like player, okay, use a prop, all right, and on the condition you can go and scroll down and select item, determine item type. You're gonna select on here custom, and you're gonna select your bow, right? Remember, if you have one more than one, you're gonna have to do more than one trigger for this one. And the action is gonna be very simple. Fire, add item, and you're gonna add one arrow, okay? So you're gonna add one of those. And that's it, alright? So now, every time the player uses an arrow, it's gonna refill one. And with that, you're gonna be sure that the arrows are not gonna expand, alright? Now, this is gonna be very important. Now, it's supposed to work. We're gonna test, okay? Remember, this is gonna be very important, guys. For being able to test correctly, your map is not gonna work because you have some information saved. So, for being able to test, every time you test up, you have to delete this, your file saved here, okay? So every time you delete, you're gonna access again, and it's gonna start from 0, okay? Now let's see. And let's see, okay? So it's gonna ask me to talk with Kepler. Once I talk with her, it's gonna tell me to select my hero. So remember, this is Enforcer, okay? But this one is the one that we just created. So we're gonna access here, and we're gonna have our weapons, okay? As you see, I have my weapons, and I only have one arrow here, but every time I use it, it's not gonna expand. I have unlimited arrows right now. You see? I have like, I will not lose the arrows. Of course, I also can increase the arrows. But as you see, I'm not gonna like run out from arrows, okay? So that's what we're gonna create at the beginning. Alright, now that we have the hero, we're gonna start testing our skills, okay? But let me introduce to you what we're gonna do, okay? So if you realize you have like different skills that you can set up, and the idea is that every level you can want the ability to choose one of the skills, okay? You can choose if you want to do it every level or every 2 levels. That's up to you. In my game, I choose that every 2 levels you can level up one skill, and I'm gonna show you how to create the skills, okay? The first level up skills, but give me a second. You are able to see my screen? Yes, you are. Alright, so we're gonna do a second code. This is easy, guys. What is the function of the main attribute in our stat system, okay? I know it's a little bit hard, but probably you will be able to find it. Welcome, Alessandro Games. Yes, I speak English. Eu falo English. Eu não falo português. I don't know if I say it right. I can speak Spanish. Yo también hablo español y puedo más o menos entender lo que me escriben. I can't understand what you say on the chat, my Portuguese friends, but I don't know how to express. Okay? So, maybe in Spanish you can understand me better. Digo que entiendo lo que me dicen en portugués, pero no sé hablar portugués. So I will be able to read you, but I won't be able to talk to you. That's kind of hard to explain. So, yeah, just to let you know. Okay, but guys, once more, what is the function of the main attribute? Okay, so guys, how it works, okay? So the first one who is gonna answer this is gonna go on the code. All right, and well, that's how it works. All right. So what is the function of the main attribute on here? All right. So 1 minute more. Who is gonna answer? Who is gonna want more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who gives more? No one is gonna be able to answer this. All right. 30 seconds left. Come on, guys, you can do it. I know you know it. I know you know it. Come on, guys. Hello, Guardian. Welcome back to the class. Bienvenido a la clase de vuelta. Alright, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and over. What happened today, guys? Well, probably gonna do a random give up because no one was able to answer. But remember, in our system, the main attribute is gonna give you more attack and more range. Okay. So it's gonna give you more attack, and that's the function for it. Okay. All right. So moving back to the class, moving back to what we were doing, I'm gonna show you now how to design some skills. Okay. So remember, we have a hero. We were creating our hero, and our hero is a hero that can throw arrows, okay? So we're gonna start creating our first skill, okay? And the first skill that I'm gonna do is a multi-hero shooting, okay? So that means that most of the times you will be able to shoot the lasers, but we're gonna create a skill that allows us to shoot a lot of lasers at the same time, okay? So how are you gonna do that? You're gonna click on add, you're gonna click on add again, and click then on create. Once you're here, you're gonna click on the plus button, and you have an option, a lot of options, but for the skills, because remember, depending on the level, the skin is gonna be very powerful or very, or it's gonna be better. So we're gonna select MISC, okay? MISC is because this is not gonna give us like any extra feature, only it's gonna be an item that we can use, and we're gonna place the next information. First, the name of the skill, okay, and then the amount of energy is gonna use, okay. In this case, we're gonna say that this is gonna use 15 on energy, okay. On here, with green, you can place the description. Shoot multiple lasers, okay? And on here, also play the information, okay? The first one is gonna do damage. So every arrow is gonna do, let's say, I don't know, 10 of damage. Alright? And laser. Sorry, yeah, well, it's gonna be the same. Arrows of lasers is gonna have 5 lasers, okay? But every time that you have a level, we're gonna increase 1 laser, okay? So at the level 1, we're gonna have 6. At the level 2 of the skill, we're gonna have 7. And at the level 10, we're gonna have 15 lasers being shot, okay? Now we're gonna choose icon for our skill, okay? I know this is very limited. You can do miniatures, and also you can search for another icons. For now, for this one, I'm gonna select, I don't know. Let's say I'm gonna use, I don't know, all of them are really awful. So for now, I'm gonna use, I don't know, this one looks cool just for an example, okay? And now you're gonna go to attribute. You're gonna be sure this is moving up to 1990 because we can increase the level up to 1990. Of course, Guardian, you can ask me any question. Puedes hacerme cualquier pregunta y con gusto te la respondo. And now in skills, you're gonna add the next one, okay? So you're gonna say, you're gonna use this, that is book. You can also name it as a status because it has 2 different names. On here, you're gonna create a random like book, as you see here. I have a lot. But I create one that actually does nothing. It's just the model, but it's not gonna do anything, okay? And you're gonna set up as one. You're gonna select no target, and what you're gonna select is no charge mode. And on here, you're gonna select how many, like every how many seconds you have to wait until you use again the skill, okay? So he can use the skill every 5 seconds. The target is gonna be same thing, and the range tip is gonna be single target, okay? And on here, this is gonna be very important, like this is not gonna work. What you're gonna do is click on here and you're gonna choose stamina, okay? This is gonna be very important, guys, because remember the energy, the mana we're using in our game is gonna be called stamina. And now what you're gonna do is save that, okay? And how many stamina is gonna consume? We said it's gonna do it for 15, right? So we're gonna save this, and we're gonna save, and we're gonna add the skill, okay? Alright? Remember, every time you access, what you have to do is to enter the game, okay? And now we have our skill, right? It's right here. It's one of those two. It's gonna be this one. Okay, multi-shoot. Okay, and then we're gonna put it in our inventory just to be able to test. Remember, the skill is gonna add it later, but for now we're gonna test. And if we switch and go to play mode, it's not gonna do anything. Why? Because we only set up like the visual part, but right now, as you see, is like on here is expending energy, but it's not gonna do anything because we haven't set up yet. Okay. So first, I'm gonna show you how to do a multi-shot skill for this one. Okay. So what you're gonna do is we just need resume. I don't know why Miware does that. You're gonna go and click here inside the game, and this is important. You're gonna go to items, and we're gonna go to the script the multi-shot we create, and we're gonna scroll down to triggers, okay? And for do a multi-shot, we're gonna add first. The first one is gonna be cast, okay? And the second one is gonna be loop, okay? Alright, so how to create a multi-shot? First, we're gonna tell the game that when players use this item, okay, what we're gonna do is go ahead and set up some things. So first, we're gonna tell the game which player is the one who uses this, okay? So for this, we're gonna go to player setup, and player setup, probably you need to create a new variable. If you don't have this one, just click on new variable and create this one that says player ID, okay? And we're gonna save player ID as the player independent. Alright? Now what we're gonna do is gonna do an action, and is that we're gonna like simple use this one that is trigger, and we're gonna loop and operate a trigger, okay? And here is gonna show us this. What is gonna do a loop? It's gonna execute, or it's gonna tell the game to do something more than once. You can choose how many times here. So in the first one, you're gonna select 5. Remember, we're gonna shoot at least 5 different arrows, and the max amount is gonna be the next one. You're gonna choose a function. You're gonna go to math, and you're gonna do numeric calculation. So you're gonna add 5 here once more. And on here, we're gonna add, and how we gonna know the level of our skill? It's simple. We're gonna use chars, so that means if you have 5 chars of the same item, it's gonna be on level 5. And for know that, just go to item or player and select item owner, okay? And on here, you're gonna select the item that is gonna handle the skill, okay? Remember, is this one? No, is the other one. This is this bubble, okay? So we're gonna select that one, and it's gonna tell the game to repeat 5 times, and also the amount of levels I have for this. And then we're gonna tell to execute the one that says loop, okay? Once you are here, we're gonna move to loop. What we're gonna do is just simple scroll down here, and you're gonna select item and make flyer launch a projectile, okay? And you're gonna select which flyer is gonna be the one we have here in variable. Now you're gonna select the type of item that we're gonna shoot. For example, we have here our laser, right? And the direction you're gonna choose front as an example, okay? Or you can choose flyer and we can select directly where the flyer is pointing, okay? And also you're gonna select here like flyer ID. All right. So with this, it's supposed to working, but anyway, just in case, we gonna test, okay? So remember, anytime you do a change like this, probably it's not gonna work if you not exit and access from the game. But let's test first, okay? So we're gonna put the skill right here, and we're gonna use it. As you see, we have like a lot of different arrows, but the problem is that the game is shooting all the arrows at the same time, okay? So you're not gonna notice that. If you want to give it like a smoother effect, what we're gonna do is just go and edit again the skill, but this time, what we're gonna do is to put a weight on it, okay? So put here waiting time, and we're gonna add a delay, okay? Like we're gonna say 0.5 seconds, okay? And then we're gonna save and return, and we're gonna enter the game, and we're gonna do the same. We're gonna just test if that works. All right. So now let's see if it works. Let's move to playable mode. Let's put some items here, and let's put our skill in here, and let's see if it works. You see it? So what happens is that it's only repeated once, right? And if that happens, we have a problem, right? How to fix this? You're gonna go here once more. We're gonna edit by last time this item. Okay, where is it? It's right here. Let's click on it. Let's go to here. And I made a mistake, okay? We're gonna repeat from 1, sorry, to the numeric calculation. So remember, any skill you make is gonna need to check the level. You check this is using the base as an example. This time it's gonna do 5 arrows, but if it was damage, you're gonna say it's gonna do 50 of damage plus the amount of levels he has. You can choose that technique, and don't worry, tomorrow I'm gonna show you how to do more skills. But for now, let's do with this, and let's see. Now it's supposed to work fine. Let's find out. Okay. All right, let's do a play again. And let's see if it works. Right, I'm gonna put it here. As you see, now it's working fine. It's gonna auto shoot 5 different projectiles, but it's still too slow, okay? Let's do it a little bit faster so it's gonna look cooler. Okay, once more, we're gonna go here. Okay, it's a little bit slow anywhere today. Sometimes that happens. It's because probably I have too much mobs. So I have to look that after, okay? And here we're gonna reduce the speed to 50, okay? And let's see what is happening here. All right, now supposed to shoot the different shoots faster, okay? Let's put it on, and let's use it. Okay, this is the one. Oh, I'm in creative mode. Let's switch to playable mode, and let's find out if it's gonna work. All right, let's see. Once more, wait. Oh yeah, as you see, we are shooting a lot of different weapons. You see, like 5 of them.